righty, we'll go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's discussion, Predictive AI Trends for Customer-Obsessed Brands. Certainly appreciate you taking time out of your day to join us. My name is Will Devlin. I'm the Vice President of Marketing here at MessageGears. I'm joined today by our Chief Marketing Officer, Natalia Dykyj. Natalia, say hello.
Hey, everybody.
AI is rapidly changing how brands reach, interact with, and engage consumers, but exactly how these customer-obsessed brands are thinking about or currently utilizing AI, especially as it relates to predictive modeling, is the larger question. So late last year, our team fielded a survey that gave us some insight into what big brands have to say about AI, and we're going to cover some of those findings here and talk about what they mean, as well as what we're seeing with the types of large consumer-facing brands that we work with on a daily basis as it relates to predictive AI. So as we go through the next 20 or 30 minutes, we'll have a few interactive polls to keep you engaged, but are also taking questions at the end. So if there's something you'd like to ask at any point, please ask it in the questions module, and we'll make sure to get it answered either live at the end here or in a follow-up email. If you're attending this live, you can, hang on, make sure we're showing the right screen here. All right, if you're attending this live, you can find the full report called The Enterprise Perspective on Customer Engagement and AI. It's attached in the handout section of the webinar, so no matter where you are or where you're watching, you'll get a copy in the email as well. But you can also find it at MessageGears.com. So it's in the attachments and the handouts. You can also find it in your email or at MessageGears.com. For the research, we partnered with the firm Ascend2 in Q4 of 2023 to survey marketing professionals that work for larger enterprise companies, primarily in the B2C space. And the vast majority of respondents were between the manager level and VP. So we're going to get right into it and start with usage and planned usage of AI, but we're actually going to start with a question for those that are here live with us now. Are you currently using AI technologies to engage and market to your audiences? We're going to do a poll here, launch this. We're going to give people about 30 seconds so that we can get everybody's responses. So launching the poll now, and we'll get some responses here and share the results in just a few minutes. We'll leave it up for about 10 more seconds. All right. So this is how our attendees here voted. So about half of you do not have, are not currently using AI to engage and market to your audiences. Some are to an extent, 41%. A few of you are doing it extensively. 0% no, with no plans to. So that's encouraging, if nothing else. So interesting results here from our audience. Here's how marketers in our survey answered that same question. So in our survey, again, enterprise marketers, more than 85% of them said that they were already using or plan to use AI to engage and market to their audiences. We also asked if AI had impacted their company's ability to understand customer preferences and behavior, and a whopping 99% said it's made an improvement in that department. We'll get to that in a minute because I have a question for Natalia on that one. And then we asked if AI-driven marketing automation resulted in cost savings for their companies, and most here found that it has helped save a moderate to a significant amount of money for them. So I'll stop here and talk a little bit about these results. I'd love to get the CMO's perspective from Natalia. First off, Natalia, as a CMO, are you surprised at how high the adoption rates are for AI in our survey?
Yeah, I am not surprised. So 2023 was definitely the year of hype around AI, but remember that marketers, especially at big enterprise companies, a lot have been doing it for years now. And I think probably the best example is savvy data science teams have been using AI, especially in their modeling and their analytics. So I think that piece is probably reflected in the data we saw. Last year was all about marketing practitioners starting to dabble in ChatGPT and different forms of generative AI, images, video, all the things. That's when a lot of the hype started. And so what we're seeing is that because of last year's hype and frankly the potential of what AI can do, we're hearing more and more that C teams and boards are asking marketing leaders to go figure out their AI strategy. But that is in a much more all-encompassing way, and it's very focused on what results you can drive to your business. How are you going to use AI to drive more revenue and reduce costs? It's a tall order, and we're seeing that swing in how we talk about AI in the market, but really it's been around for a while.
So that I want to talk about that second stat that we threw up there, 99%. 99% of people nowadays can't agree on anything. So, but that's how many marketers said that their ability to understand customer preferences and behavior has improved in some way thanks to AI. Have you seen any examples of that among our customer base in your conversations?
Oh yeah, definitely. And so we work almost exclusively with large enterprise level customer obsessed brands. They have millions of customers. There's a lot of pressure to drive revenue and reduce costs. And there's usually a ton of moving parts just to get even sort of basic campaigns out the door. And these are the teams that have looked at AI for a while to help them get that leg up on the competition. So maybe let me talk through some of the models that are out there and sort of the most prevalent. Just to give some context for this, I would say maybe the most basic model is one of the most sought after models still, and that's send time optimization. That model looks at past customer behavior and predicts when each individual consumer or user is most likely to engage with your message. So think about it, that is hugely important when it comes to how many emails are hitting inboxes of every consumer every day. Another good one is purchase propensity, super popular. So AI is gonna run through the universe of all of your customers, look at whatever factors you want it to look at. Maybe it's website browsing, email opens, purchase history, and it's gonna score based on whatever factors you want in a particular time frame. So with that, brands can really take that and target different audiences and better personalize offers and messages and campaigns based on what is most likely for them to buy. And there's also a lot of really cool generative AI examples. So a lot of brands are using, for example, our partner Phrasey to help them create email subject lines and body content that is more likely to convert that user into a purchase. And those are just a few sort of contextual examples of how it works. I think your question was, is it actually working? And the answer is, yeah, we're seeing some really exciting results from our customers. We see campaign conversion rates up something around 25%. We've seen huge improvements in cost per acquisition, average order size. We've seen more repeat purchases. So really, I mean, just like the stats in the slide said, 99% is working. The proof is in the results, and yes, it's driving results.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. All right, well, on that topic, let's look at some more results specifically around where marketers in our survey said that AI can move the needle. So we'll start with this one. We asked how marketers are using AI to enhance customer interactions and engagement. And this seems to certainly mirror a lot of what you just talked about, Natalia, although there are some additional use cases around targeted advertising and customer support that I wouldn't have initially thought about here. I also think it's interesting that audience segmentation and website app personalization are towards the bottom of this list. It's still a sizable chunk, but I think based on what we're seeing, I would expect those numbers to increase in the coming year. This next insight, again, another big number, but 97% of marketers say that AI is effective at helping them deliver personalized content and recommendations to their customers. And then this was one of my favorite questions and one of the most insightful, but we asked what would be some of the most helpful uses of AI for marketers. The top answers here: people want help determining which customers are more likely to make a purchase. Help me determine which channel is most likely to convert customers. Help me are likely to engage with my brand. Help me determine the best day time to engage with a customer. We talked about that a little bit. So I love this. Let's get into this particular question a lot, because I do think a lot of the hype in the past year or so, to your point, has been around generative AI use cases, content and images and things like that. But what we're seeing on this screen is really particularly about predictive models for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I was talking about. This is performance. How is AI going to drive better performance of your campaigns? So maybe should we talk about what do we mean when we say predictive AI? Predictive AI is really when you take all of that massive amount of data that you have at your disposal and you use it to predict what kind of actions your customers are going to take or not take. And it's not just customers, potential customers too, users. And that level of prediction of what they will or won't do, that helps you to really drive more personalized campaigns, send them the right offers, more timely, at the right time, or they're going to open it, engage with it, all the things to help really drive higher marketing performance from those campaigns. And so to me as a CMO, this is where it's at with AI. This is the stuff that's really exciting, because it's not just the ability to drive better experiences for your customers. That's huge. I'm a consumer. I want a better consumer experience. We all do. We want, even as marketers, to drive great experiences for our customers. But it's also the ability to drive performance back to your business, whether that's driving more revenue, saving at-risk customers. There's so many different options, and that's really exciting as a data-driven performance marketer of what AI can do for me. Yeah, so these are just a couple of really good examples. I would say predictive AI typically falls into these 4 categories, and we, again, are seeing a lot of really good results coming out of these. So first one, increasing customer loyalty. That's AI is helping you predict key moments in that customer journey to drive repeat purchases or spark engagement with your brand, really continue the good momentum that you're building with your consumers. Paid media investments. We saw in the data earlier that AI is helping campaigns get higher conversion rates, but it's also telling marketers where to pull back. Stop spending money on something that's not working. Reducing churn, that's a big one. These models are helping marketers figure out not just how to get more out of their good customers, but how to stop their customers from churning, or the low engaging customers, how to better re-engage them. And personalization, we talk a lot about personalization. This is where AI can really help take all of the data you have about products, purchase, what's the best channel, all of the different options, and deliver something that is super relevant, timely, and powerful, and more likely to get them to convert and have a great experience.
What are some of the exciting examples that you have on the predictive AI models that are helping? Like, are there some specifics that bubble up?
Yeah, I think there are lots. I think I probably talked about a couple of them just already, sort of naturally. Some of the ones that really excite me, and like there's ones that work sort of independently, sort of in and of itself. Something like churn propensity to help you win back customers, or a model to help you with very specific product recommendations, or pick the best channel for each individual customer to engage on. All of those are going to help increase conversions, revenue, all of that. So all of those are really good, sort of exciting choices. The thing that personally excites me the most is how really good marketers are actually combining those models to do something even more powerful. So imagine you can trigger a churn prevention email sequence and do some better website personalization for customers who are kind of cooling off and not engaging as much. Imagine you can deliver targeted product recommendations to customers with a high likelihood to purchase on the right channel that they are most likely to engage on. You can even develop high value lookalike groups to find future potential customers that match your most profitable type of customer group. So it's that combination that to me kind of blends sort of the art and science, right? The science is the data and the AI and how you can use it to be more powerful, but it's the art of being able to create these campaigns that you couldn't do without the data, without the AI, without these recommendations for how to better engage. So it's that perfect blend of art and science to me.
Awesome. Okay, let's go here, which is what predictive AI models do you or would you find most useful? This will work very similar to the first one here, where we're going to give you some options, give you a few minutes here, or a few seconds here to vote. We'll give you about 30 seconds or so to get some answers in here. Do about 10 more seconds. All right, we're going to close that poll and look at the results here. So some good ones here. Again, kind of echoing some of the data we've seen here, but you guys are interested in models that increase customer loyalty, models that increase personalization, reducing churn. The audience, great one here that Natalia mentioned as well. You can really see sort of the focus area here. So super interesting. All right, our final highlight of the research here is around the future of AI and the difficulties around its use, if any, within an organization. So a lot of companies are obviously utilizing AI and finding it effective, but expanding the strategy beyond some basic use cases could prove to be an issue. Most marketers do believe AI will be a crucial part of their future marketing strategies. So about 2/3 here said that it's extremely crucial. But what's stopping companies from going deeper? So marketers said that limited AI expertise, training, integration complexities, and budget and resource constraints are all challenges that they're facing when implementing AI for customer engagement. We've heard from a few big brands that have told us, like leadership has told them to develop an AI strategy, right? You mentioned that earlier. And that's kind of all the direction so they've gotten. So Natalia, on that last point, where some of these barriers to expanding their AI capabilities?
Yeah, this one is super interesting to me because I think it was 3 out of the top 4 challenges were all about people building up their effectiveness and expertise in this area. And I gotta say, that's the thing that's so often overlooked when you're coming up with a strategy or a plan. So if you're being asked by your C team or your CMO or whoever it is to create that kind of strategy, it's so important to be clear and open about the risks and the hurdles that you have to overcome to be effective, right? You're going to need to allocate time or budget or headcount or whatever it is you need to get to the point of effectiveness. So my best advice is, and this is hard, but wherever you are in the evolution of your AI strategy, your plan or execution, pause and think about what are the hurdles that stand between you and success and how can you best overcome them. And then you're going to have to be open and direct with your leadership about it. We can't achieve these results that you're expecting unless we do what? Is it get training? Is it find a trusted partner to work with that can help you be a guide through your strategy? Whatever your specific situation needs, your success is always going to be limited until you figure out what those hurdles are for your organization and until you fight to clear those hurdles. Will, I'm going to pause you. I think you're
Sorry, I
either
froze there for a second.
yeah, you
Any, yeah, apologies there. Do you have any final words for marketers looking to develop their AI strategy?
Yeah, I think the last piece of advice I'd give, and I don't think we really touched on this one, although maybe it came out a little bit in the data, is that the models that you use are really only as good as the data that you put into it. So my advice is beware. There are a lot of vendors out there that are going to tout their AI capabilities, but their models only run on a limited set of data that's been copied into their system. So if you need access to a more complete data set, maybe that's real-time behavioral data or sensitive or secure data, whatever it is that you need, even just the volume of customer data that you have at your disposal, to maximize the effectiveness of those models, you really need to be able to access it. Also, because every brand and your set of customers is different, a lot of those canned out of the box models may not be the best approach for you. Maybe you want to have your data science team create something that's more bespoke that you can then run in your customer engagement platform. Maybe you want some combination of your own models and somebody else's models or a trusted third-party partner. That kind of flexibility is really important for big enterprise brands to find what's the thing that's going to work best for you and pave your brand's path to success. And so just keep that in mind as you're thinking about how to build out your strategy, that that data means a lot in your effectiveness.
Terrific. Okay, to sum things up, brands are already effectively using AI in their marketing campaigns, although challenges do remain when it comes to adoption, particularly in the deeper use cases. And a lot of what we've talked about here, predictive AI models, they can help point marketers in the right direction and really move the needle in helping organizations better understand and engage with their customers. And with that, we're going to turn to a few questions from the live attendees. We have some in here that have come in. It's not too late to add yours to the list. If we can't address it live here, we'll make sure to get you an answer after the live is done. The first one here is, do you have advice for marketers battling data privacy concerns? It can be hard to push some of the new tech through all of our internal approval channels because of security policies. I can start on this one, Natalia, but I would say obviously you have to work with the limitations of what's allowed. So your IT and data teams are going to have to guide you on that. So as you're looking for tools, it's important to involve those teams as much as possible. That's the guidance we generally give. Of course, you should look into tools that directly connect to your data as well. So if you're using a modern data solution like Snowflake, BigQuery, or Databricks, you know, look for warehouse native offerings of which message. They don't make copies of data, they don't store data, but rather they read and utilize the data where it already lives, which eliminates a lot of the privacy and security concerns as it relates to segmentation and analysis.
Yeah, I can add to that real quick. That mirrors a lot of sort of my final parting words here. Your models are only as good as the data you put into it. So if sensitive data, sensitive of whatever sort, is going to help you move the needle on your campaign performance, there are solutions that your security team is going to be happy with. You know, Will sort of said it, this is near and dear to us. This is a big part of what MessageGears can help unlock for our customers, and no one else in the market does it. This is a big deal for a lot of enterprise marketers, especially in certain types of industries. So there are solutions out there if this is something that's going to help you move the needle.
Another one here, we already use generative AI for content creation, but would love to step into predictive. On this one, and I can, you know, what we've seen work well here is that the predictive modeling that we just covered helps determine the segments of the needs. And then marketers are using that to get the guidance on what to deliver, and then can utilize then the generative AI for language and imagery and subject lines and content, right? That best speaks to that segment. We mentioned a couple tools already, Phrasey, Movable Ink's another great one on the side. tools and some other AI tools like Faraday or Open Insights to really give you a full picture. And again, like Natalia mentioned, like that's the magic of AI in general.
Yeah, I'll just add saying it's that combination of models, right? Some of it is the predictive stuff, but then when you can pair that with the right imagery and words and others to fit your best recommended product for this audience at this time, it's that much more powerful.
It looks like we've got several questions that we're going to run out of time here. So we will, if you've asked a question and we didn't get to answer it, we will definitely send you an email directly after this to answer that. But appreciate all of the interactivity here. It's terrific. So in closing here, look, if you're a marketer interested in utilizing predictive AI for your brand, of course, MessageGears would love to speak to you. I'll do a quick plug here at the end. We for enterprise brands especially, and delivering one-to-one customer experiences at scale is just a massive undertaking. So we have purpose-built a customer engagement platform that specifically addresses the unique needs of that big consumer-facing brand on a daily basis. Our platform makes it simple for marketing teams to go from idea to launch in a fraction of the time it would take using a marketing cloud or other customer engagement tools. We work with over 150 of the biggest brands in the world. We help them engage with their customers in ways that they never realized was possible. And our predictive AI capabilities have recently launched and include 10 new models designed to help you get a better understanding of your customers quickly and act accordingly in an automated fashion. And like Natalia was saying, it lets AI do what it does best. It helps you make smarter decisions faster. It saves you time, money, and increases revenue and satisfaction and lifetime value. So if you're interested in learning more about how MessageGears can help you along these lines, contact us, message.com to see if there's a way 2024 your best year. And again, the enterprise perspective on customer engagement and AI is available in the handouts or at messagegears.com. You'll also, again, be emailed a copy. So you have no excuses for not reading it. For Natalia, thank you so much for your insights here. I'm Will Devlin. Thank you for everybody for joining us. We look forward to seeing how far we collectively take AI in this 2024 and hope that you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, Will. Thanks, everyone.